I've been interested and passionate about environmental issues since my late teens. In fact, my father introduced me to the whole idea, and it's really threaded through my life, both taking action and really informed everything I've done since then. I got involved in construction in the mid-80s, and really what particularly interested me was the role of buildings, because buildings are so important. They contribute something like 40% of all CO2 emissions, and really this is the area I've focused on in the last 20-25 years. We set up Green Building Store in 1995, and I've run the company with my business partner ever since. And Green Building Store is really about the effect of buildings on the environment. What we've been doing is trying to change the industry in a way through making people more aware of the issues and of really building better. We've done some pioneering work. We pioneered one of the very first passive houses in the UK in Denby Dale back in 2010, and we've done a lot of deep retrofits as well, so retrofitting buildings to high standards of energy efficiency. We've also pioneered the use of building materials, so we were one of the first to introduce triple glazed windows in the UK, and really what we've tried to do is change the market. We won the Queen's Award for Sustainable Enterprise in 2009 for doing that, and since then we've done an awful lot more to move this industry forward. Because I think Passive House is so important to really show us the way on how we can build buildings to the sort of standards we need to meet the climate crisis. I helped set up the Passive House Trust in 2010, and I've been chair of the Trust ever since. And I'm really incredibly proud of what the Trust has achieved in the UK in the last 11 years in creating awareness of Passive House and really setting the gold standard for how buildings can be built. I joined the Climate Commission because, as I said, environmental issues have really threaded through my life, and it's been the backdrop to everything I've done. And really bringing that back into my local authority, I've lived here for 45 years now. I was a comer in the 1970s. But bringing that back into Kirklees and really helping Kirklees to move forward and to address the challenges we all face, for me is a really great opportunity. We know we've got a challenge. We know COP26 and the IPCC report recently, this is the last chance we have to really make a difference in the world. And I think the Climate Commission can play its part there, and I want to really play my part to make the Climate Commission as effective as it can be. I was born in 1952, and it's very interesting when you look at the curves for the increase in CO2 emissions, the development of sort of ecological destruction. Although the origins go back into the 19th century, the real big escalation of emissions and environmental damage starts in the early 50s. So all of that has happened in my lifetime, and I find that really difficult to take in, but it also gives me a degree of hope, because if we can almost get to this crisis point of about to destroy the planet or destroy our own environment, so that humanity can't exist easily on the planet. If we can do that in one lifetime, surely we can remedy this quickly. This isn't something that goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. We can do it, and that's something that gives me hope. The other thing that gives me hope is I have two lovely grandsons. One's 5 and one's 8, 2 boys. And the older one, Leo, we put him to bed the other night, and he was talking about Greta, and he was talking about blah, 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 and he really got it, that the politicians talk and they don't act, and like we all feel. But I think for me, I find it hard at times to have hope. When I look at the science, I look at what's going on. We know it's hard. We know what the science is telling us. We know that this is an absolutely critical point for humanity and for a lot of other species on Earth. And yet we can't live like that. We have to live with hope. And really looking at future generations, we cannot give up. We have to fight. We have to get on with it. We have to do everything we can. And for me, that's what I want to do for the rest of my years on Earth, is do what I can while I can. And I always bear in mind looking into the eyes of my grandsons when they're old and saying, well, I did what I could at least.